Hello, I'm Matt from the Indicator Guys and welcome to this video on how to set up your home trading system within TradeStation. So I'm here within TradeStation. By now you should have received a file from us and actually installed it into TradeStation. It will be saved in a folder somewhere in the background, and what we need to do from within the platform is actually set it up and tell it to display the home trading system. So I'm here in a standard chart analysis window with standard candlestick charting, all pretty straightforward stuff in TradeStation. And what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go find the home trading system. I'm going to right click on the black space in the window, just anywhere, so up the top here will do fine. Right click here, bring down this little menu that comes up, go down about halfway and look for Insert Analysis Technique. Click on that, go to the Insert Analysis Techniques window, and I'm going to go find the home trading system now. So we've got 5 different tabs up here, and the one we care most about is the Indicator tab right now, which contains most of the products that we release on TradeStation. So we look down and we're going to find TIG-HTS, which is the home trading system. If you don't see that straight away, you could try just typing T in on your keyboard, which brings you, everything's alphabetical here. It'll bring you to the T sort of area, or you can scroll up and down on the right hand side here until you find it. Obviously TIG-HTS stands for the Indicator Guys Home Trading System. Next thing I want you to do is just check on prompt for format here and check there's a little tick box in that square. That's going to just shortcut a little bit. It's going to bring up our settings for us before we actually load up the system. So click OK. Here's your settings window, and basically there's a whole bunch of settings in here. These are the various inputs, and these are what settings we have. So for the color inputs, they're set as a default value to 0, which will be our default Indicator Guys colors, so there's no need to worry too much about that right now. These are the main product features, and just to start off with, I'm going to turn them all to false. Just by typing in, just by literally clicking around where this text is, just like you would do in Excel or Word, and using backspace to delete the text, rewrite it, or highlight, click delete, rewrite it, maybe even take that, copy it and paste it into the next box, so it's exactly the same, false, false, false. And basically your 2 main options here for any settings that we can turn on or off are going to be true or false, representing on or off. So I'm turning all of our inputs off now, okay, just by making them false. And the reason I'm doing this is because you're just going to see the standard home trading system, the core home trading system appear on your chart now as soon as I click OK. So just watch the colours behind here, the reds and the greens, when I click OK, and there we go, fantastic. We've got reds and blues of the home trading system now, which appear for much more sustained periods of time and can help us to cover these huge profitable moves if we get in positioned in the right place, and hopefully do very well out of them indeed. Okay, so the next thing to talk about is the rest of the features which I just turned off. So in order to bring them in on my chart, obviously the 2 core features I've got here are the painted bars and the trigger bars that you can see. So the painted bars are just the color ones I just mentioned. The trigger bars are the ones with the dots underneath or above, and this would be a long trigger bar signaling buying pressure coming into the market, and this would be a short trigger bar signaling selling pressure coming into the market. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Now we're going to bring in the rest of the features of the home trading system by actually right clicking on the home trading system this time, not in the blank space but actually on the candlestick chart, and we get a small box this time where we can see format TIG HTS. I'm going to click on that, brings us straight back into the settings box. I'm going to go to the key things here, and I'm going to turn all these key inputs on by selecting true. I'm going to copy that down again, just basically paste it over all the key inputs there. And the key inputs, as you can see, are entry zone, stop trail, profit locker, and painted average 850 and 200. These are all our optional key inputs. Just to let you know, down the bottom here we've got the alert inputs, whether you want to turn on or off alerts, but we're going to leave that for the moment and just concentrate on actually getting the core of the system up and running, and we'll get along to that in a slightly more advanced video. Okay, so I'm just going to OK that now, and as you can see, that boom, that chart has changed dramatically, and we've now got our moving averages in place, which are the painted averages. The PA200 is this big, thick, long-term moving average. The PA50 is the medium weight, medium-term moving average, and then the PA8 is this very thin line, which is running very close to the price all the way through the chart here, and represents a very short-term moving average of just literally 8 bars, or in this case 8 days, as we're on a daily chart. What else have we got? We've got the coloured white or yellow dots, and these are two different inputs here. These are two different features. The white one represents stop trail, and the yellow one represents profit locker. Profit locker being a slightly more conservative type of stop, slightly closer into the price, and stop trail, sorry, being slightly more aggressive and staying away from the price, letting that price move. Okay, over here on the right hand side of the chart you can see these turquoise bars here, and that's actually entry zone, and we've got an entry zone firing off right now live, showing us we're in an interesting position and potentially a very good position if we wanted to get into this long trade over here. Okay, so that's the core features of the HTS on the main chart. And now I'm going to just show you the HTS momentum and how to get that up and running. So once again we're going to right click in some blank space. Okay, because we're looking for a new indicator now. We're going to insert analysis technique again down here in the middle, and we're going to look for TIG momentum. There we go. Check it's clicked, prompt for format. Check it's ticked even. Click on OK. Here we go with the inputs. Again, all the top 6 of these are actually color inputs, so we're not going to worry about those right now. We'll leave them at the default value, which is 0. We've just got one main input to be concerned with in this case. That's counter trend, which we're going to turn off to start with. Just make it false. Okay, I'm going to click OK, and we're going to see momentum appear on a chart. There's TIG momentum down there. Okay, now you can see here we have a 0 line in the middle, which is greyed out, and then you get white dots appearing. We have histogram bars above and below, which are blue or red, depending on what's happening with the momentum signal. I'm just going to show you very briefly, without going into too much detail here. If I right click on the actual momentum indicator, format TIG momentum, then it brings up this box for me again, back to the settings box. I'm going to put counter trend to true. Okay, just set that to true, click OK, and now you can see the colours on the momentum have changed fairly dramatically, and it's basically just set up in a slightly different way. So we've got 2 modes for the momentum indicator. We've got counter trend on or counter trend off. In other words, true or false. Okay, and there we have it. That's your full home trading system set up within your TradeStation chart window now. And obviously we're going to go into a lot more detail on what each of these features are for, what they do, how you use them, why they're so great, and everything else. But hopefully that's got you off and running and set up, and I hope that was helpful. Take care, cheers.